What up world? Chào mọi người ở bên Việt Nam. Chào mọi người ở bên nước Anh. Chào mọi người ở bên nước Mỹ. And chào mọi người ở bên Jupiter. This is your soon-to-be favorite Vietnamese guy, Ham I, of alwayswalmart.com. I'm 29 episodes in. Are you guys still digging the pod? If so, let me know by giving me a 5-star rating. But if you don't want to, that's cool. Just be sure to turn the volume up and listen to this week's latest podcast episode, where, as usual, I interview cool Vit and non-Vit people, just like you and me. This week, I'm heading to the UK to chill with a basketball coach, educator, and overall cool guy. Listen as we talk about how he ended up in Vietnam, 90s NBA, taking chances, basketball, being a coach, Jalen Brunson, Wemby, Dirk Nowitzki, learning Vietnamese, how to inspire, fear, instilling confidence, was the Luka trade rigged, and so much more. Everybody, get hyped up for my new homie, the X's and O's guy, the players coach, the former hard ass, and forever Vietnamese. Put me in, Coach. Coach Rob Newson.
What's up, man?
Coach Rob, what's up, dude? Is it Coach Rob or am I calling you Coach Newson?
You could just call me Bobby.
Bobby? I like Bobby. That's cool. Maybe Robert?
Call me Bobby, yeah. Yeah, no, Bobby is the one. Robert is the guy with the hat forwards.
Oh, okay. That's when I want to get real fancy, right? Robert?
Yeah, so if you want some instructions or something, you can ask that.
Hôm nay Rob khỏe không?
Yeah.
Hôm nay Rob có khỏe không?
Fair, huh?
Yeah. Khỏe không? Người mạnh khỏe không? Feeling good? Khỏe quá hả?
Very good.
Okay. Hôm nay đi làm bận không?
Hôm nay, bữa nay á là Rob homeschool.
Oh, okay.
Hai đứa nhỏ của Rob cho nên bận thì có, nhưng mà bận kiểu khác á. Và buổi sáng sớm là làm việc của Rob, xong rồi suốt ngày là chơi với con, dạy con.
Yeah. Bữa nay là đi chơi với gia đình không ha? Ngày chơi gia đình ha?
Kiểu vậy á.
Okay. Rồi có chuyện vui gì không?
Chuyện vui là mới dọn nhà.
Mới dọn nhà hả? Okay.
Mới dọn nhà đang ở chỗ khác nè.
Dude, wow. Wow, I just wanted to throw out some quick Vietnamese questions at the beginning just to test you out. Dude, wow, I am a bazillion% impressed. Your Vietnamese is better than mine. By far. That's awesome, dude. Very cool. I just wanted to test you out, make sure that you aren't AIing everybody over your social media.
People say that, you know. I mean, I suppose we're living in a world where it does exist. So.
Yeah, I know you're a busy dude, so thanks for taking the time just hanging out for me for a little bit. Hopefully we have a little bit of fun. We're trying to make it quick. We're trying to make it fast. So you're calling from London right now, right?
I'm actually in Buckingham, so it's like the Midlands area.
Okay, still in the UK?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And it's nighttime over there right now?
Yeah, it's 8 o'clock, so I mean it's summertime, so it's nice and light.
Cool. And since you're a coach, I'm guessing you have very routine days. What's a typical day for you like?
Well, it changes a lot now, because it's the off season, so the season finished, and we just moved house, and the kind of family situation's changing a little bit, so I'm focused more on the family at the moment and getting settled into the new place. The kids came out of school. We're experimenting with a new way of doing that. And so the coaching is it's still regular, I still do it, but I do it a little bit less. And so structure, yeah. I mean, I get up early. I try to get my stuff done. I'm trying to stay in shape. And then I'm trying to, sort out some kind of structure for the kids.
Yeah.
But we're still figuring that out. And just because we just moved, so it's we're in a brand new place, new house, we're still unpacking stuff. So, it's all really, I'm trying to make sure that I, don't overdo it in the beginning.
Yeah.
Because we were kind of in the beginning here. So it's kind of a new time for us.
Being a dude, though, I'm pretty sure you just want to stack everything all at once and get everything done in one day or get everything done within an hour, but it's always it's always planning, right?
Well, my dad put his back out doing stuff like that, so I try to just try to calm down a little bit.
Yeah, I'm the same way.
Things are gonna get done when they're gonna get done.
Yeah, my dad's a workaholic too. Sometimes I'll I'll do something like he's doing, and I had to step back and just be like, dude, like you're overworking, you're doing like way too much. Take a step back a little bit, chill out for a little bit. There's always tomorrow. So, but I still always plan out my days to where it's like really regimented, where it's like I got to make sure I use this and this time block, this and that time block, and yeah, cool. So you were born and raised. I'm guessing by the accent, you were born and raised in the UK.
Yeah. I was born here and grew up until I was, 23. I think I left when I was 23, and then I left for a good bit. So yeah, I spent most of all my childhood in England.
Cool. How's the Vietnamese population in England?
It's centered around certain different places. So obviously in London, there's a big community, and then in each city, a lot of cities, there seems to be like a central Vietnamese community. We just found it today, actually, where we are, the Vietnamese supermarket.
Oh,
Which is
nice.
about 20 minutes down the road.
Perfect. Now
So,
you
uh,
now you can make all the pho and stuff for your family, right?
well, yeah, we just bought everything. Bought sầu riêng, phở, bún, rồi
Perfect.
xôi, rồi bát gạo.
Oh, perfect. Perfect. I love it. Trips me out because like whenever you speak English, like your English accent, it's there. But then when you speak Vietnamese, you switch it to like Vietnamese, and then like the
Yeah.
English accent's gone, and you just turn into Vietnamese, dude. And it's like it's incredible, man.
Well, you know this guy Phúc.
I do. Yeah. I do.
So
Yeah.
I heard him recently talking on a I think it was a podcast,
Yeah.
and he was like, "Yeah, I keep my American accent when I'm speaking Vietnamese. Like he's doing it on purpose because it kind of makes him like just that's him."
Yeah.
And I kind of get that, but I think it's a little bit of a marketing precision. And like when I was in Vietnam and I started learning the language, for me it was like, oh, there's a whole new world here that I don't have access to.
Yeah.
And when I can speak to people, I get access to it. And the whole experience changed. So then for me it was like once I started to get to a point where I was a little bit good, um, every person I met on the street 6 times a day, I would be just saying hello, and they would go, "Oh, you can speak Vietnamese?" And they would ask me questions, and I would just be going, "Yeah," and just like get to the limit every time.
Yeah.
And so for me, it was like I was completely immersed in the language for a couple of years, and I was trying all the time to practice. And I guess in doing that, I was like a child. Like I realized that if you just copy people, you can get better and better.
Yeah.
So like I feel like two different people when I'm speaking the different languages. The Vietnamese guys.
It feels like I'm talking to two different people when you switch it on and off. I'm like, wow, this guy
Yeah.
you just changed immediately. But it's so impressive, man. Just like your mannerisms, the way you speak, like the way you like you pronounce specific words and like
Yeah.
emotions and stuff too. It's like wow, it's like 100% spot on. Like it's
Yeah.
incredible. But I want to get to that in a little bit, how you learn your Vietnamese and stuff like that. But just so my guests can know, like I mean, you popped up in my suggestions on my Instagram, like most of my guests, because I'm Vietnamese and I'm a big fan of basketball. So like in a nutshell, can you just kind of describe like who you are, what you do, and
Yeah.
what you do for the Vietnamese community?
Okay. So my name's Rob Newson, and I'm from England. I am a basketball coach. I played when I was a kid, fell in love with it. And then I realized when I was about 16 years old that I maybe wasn't going to make it. And I got an opportunity to start coaching at the local club that I was at. And I just, at a very early age, I realized that I had more of an opportunity to do something with basketball in coaching than I did in playing. So I started coaching very, very young and really enjoyed it and found out like I get paid for it as well.
Yeah.
And so right from there, from 16 years old, which is 26 years now, I've been coaching basketball. And the second thing that happened was I got a taste of going overseas when I was about 22 years old. I went to the States first, and then I arrived in Iceland as a professional coach. And I just got the bug for traveling and, doing the thing that I love. And it was such a weird, kind of circumstances. I did 2 seasons in Iceland So you're talking about one of the coldest places in the world. And I came home from Iceland. It was right in the middle of the economic crash here in the West.
Yeah.
I didn't have a job. I didn't know what to do. So I'm in the UK and I met an Italian guy who was coaching a junior team and he was taking them around England playing games.
Mm-hmm.
And I took him out for coffee and I said, hey man, you must be looking for jobs. Do you see them out in the world? I was just trying to find some work in basketball. He said, yeah, I seen this job in Vietnam, but my English isn't good enough, so I can't take it. I was like, okay, let me have a look at that.
Yeah.
And it was a very small job, like a coaching job at international school, starting out. And they had some I knew nothing about Vietnam. I was 20, I think I was like 24, 25 years old.
Yeah.
I knew nothing about Asia. I'd never been to Asia. And I started Googling it and trying to find out what is Vietnam, what is this place like, and did the interview, got the job. And then, man, I had a condition that I was going to fly out in September, and if I didn't like it, I could come back at Christmas.
Uh-huh.
So I was like, I had a good deal. I could just go out and try it, and if it didn't work out, I just come back.
Yeah.
So I went out, and by Christmas, I was like going off and trying to find all the basketball around Ho Chi Minh City, try to get involved in all kinds of stuff. And there's loads of stories that I had about it, but the main one is that I just fell in love with the place. And, we fast forward to today, what am I trying to do with the Vietnamese community is I've got some projects going on where I think I had the opportunity to give back to people that I used to work with all those years ago, but also kids in Vietnam who, they have dreams just like I did when I was a kid. And I think for the most part, for local Vietnamese children and also older people, there's less opportunities to travel and to be involved in the kind of thing that I have been able to do, which is travel the world and follow my dreams. And so what I'm trying to do is open up some of those opportunities by getting more in touch with clubs and coaches and kids in Vietnam, and really giving them the kind of opportunity to be around people like me and just get inspired by the people that come with me and me myself when I go be with the kids and coach them and just say, look, if you want something in your life, there is a way to get it. First of all, you have to have a big vision, and then you got to learn some skills, and then you got to meet some people, and you got to communicate well, and you never know if you keep going. So something like that, that's what I'm trying to do. And I have a few projects that I'm working on in trying to do more of that. But ultimately, it's just about trying to inspire people and be a positive person in the world,
That's cool, man. So, how long were you living in Vietnam for?
So totally it's 5.5 years.
And you learned the language and everything within that 5.5 years?
Yeah. I was there for 4 years for one stretch. And then I was in and out many times for 2 years.
That's awesome. And you met your wife over there too?
Yeah.
That's very cool, dude. How's the basketball culture over there in Vietnam?
It's growing. It's very, very interesting.
And that's really cool because you play a big part of it too.
I did. I did. Yeah. I was the first professional basketball coach for the Saigon Heat. Coached 2 teams in the VBA. Many guys that are coaching now play for me on the Saigon Heat B team, which was a farm team back in the day. And just a lot of the people that are involved in the game now, I was around them when they were young. A lot of the girls that played on the national team last few years, I coached them when they were kids. And so I was just around a lot of the people that are now in those positions of head coach or professional player or running an academy in Vietnam.
Uh-huh.
So, it was amazing to be a part of basketball when it really just started in the sense that it is now. Got VBA, got academies, got courts popping up and lots of kids playing.
Do you ever just think to yourself man, life is so wild, life is so crazy that I can't believe how I ended up where I'm at, how my life has shaped and formed, just taking a chance and being here at this place and talking to this person, getting me to this point. It must blow your mind, right?
It's amazing. Yeah. It's really incredible.
It makes me wonder though too, was it already written? Did God already write your life down and you put it in the library in the heavens and now you're just living it out or what? But that's pretty incredible.
I think it's something like that. Something like that. I think that's the same for everybody. But the key that we have to remember is we have to be open to following it.
Oh, for sure.
Because a lot of the time, and I feel it. I get a bit older. You got like bills to pay. You got a mortgage. You got kids to feed. You've got a family to take care of. You can get in a situation where you go like, oh, I really want to do this thing, and it feels like right for me, but I just got to carry on doing what I'm doing because it's safe. So, I think one thing I was willing to do when I was younger was just go. I was just willing to go find out. And I'm so happy that I did that. So many amazing experiences still now today.
They say that God will never give you too much you can't handle. So everything that's given to you just got to take the opportunity and just do it.
That's it.
Yeah, cool.
That's it.
I'm guessing you watched the finals. What'd you think of the finals?
Yeah, when you mentioned that you were going to ask me about the NBA, I have had a little admission. Right?
Okay.
Well, and I think I think you're going to pardon me a little bit. All right.
Okay.
The admission is that I really don't watch a lot of basketball.
Really? Interesting. Yeah. Even when you were a kid?
No. When I was a kid, yeah, of course I did. But like as I'm a bit older now, and I just don't watch it that much.
Feels too fake now.
And one of the reasons is I worked for the NBA in Hong Kong for 3 years.
Okay.
And in the office where we worked, there were TV screens everywhere, and the games were on 24/7.
Yeah.
And you just couldn't get away from it. And so being around that environment was one of the reasons why I was like, I just don't need to see this anymore. Like
you got burnt out on it. Did you get burned out? You get burnt out from the NBA?
And kind of watching it, because the NBA is like, certainly I cannot be watching it during the season. It's just too many games.
Yeah.
There's too much, you have to wait too long. And then when it gets playoff time, okay, I'm going to pay more attention. And certainly I was inspired and excited to see how the conference finals played out, and then the NBA finals. It was really amazing. I love watching Jalen Brunson.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Incredible.
I'm disappointed because he was a Maverick and the Mavs let him go, and I'm from Dallas, so it's like Luka and Brunson. So yeah. Is Wemby like the most like outrageous player you've ever seen in your life?
Yeah, it's like video game stuff. Man.
Yeah, it is. It's wild. But yeah, do you think the NBA is kind of fake though? Like a little WWF-ish these days?
Well, I think that I'm not going to go that far. What I know to be true is that the job of the NBA is to entertain the people.
Yes. Yeah.
So if it doesn't entertain people, then we have to change it. It's basically how it is. So, rule changes, the refereeing thing, I don't know, man. There's too much smoke there to ignore that. But I at the end of the day, I also believe that Jalen Brunson is a baller.
Yeah.
And he did make it happen as with his teammates. So that there's lots of stuff which is probably going on, which you like, this is probably not true basketball, but
it just trips me out because I grew up as a 90s NBA fan. I watched the days Jaren Jordan and the Knicks and the Heat and then all the 90s basketball. Is that your era too? Did you watch in the 90s or? Yeah. Okay, cool. So like just watching how much the game has evolved and how much it's changing, like you said, like the referees. And nowadays how they add like all these betting things, these betting apps and like, I don't know, man, it's weird. It's really weird, but it's always fun to watch. It's always cool to see the storylines, what's going on in free agency, what's going on with like a salary cap and like who's going to join who, but the draft is coming up too, but it's always fun, but there's always something in the back of my mind though. It's like, is it rigged or like what's going on here?
Yeah. I think as long as you have that mindset, you're like, this might not be exactly what they say it is.
Yeah.
I think you'll be all right.
I mean, I just take it for what it's worth. It's like I'm watching WWF wrestling these days, where you kind of know it's fake, but it's like you said, it's entertaining. So, what did you have a team growing up when you were a kid in the 90s?
When I was a kid, not really. Like I only became a fan a little bit later when I used to love Dirk.
Oh yes, dude. Yeah, we still over here now.
Fan for a good 10 years.
Awesome.
Just watching Dirk was incredible.
Yeah, he's going every year. Every year we were the ball game.
I was in Vietnam when the finals. They played the finals against the Heat.
Yeah.
I remember that. It was one of my earlier years working in Vietnam, where I was in a bar I think it was game. I want to say game 2 or game 3, where that Mavs got down big, and I'm in the
They came
bar,
back.
like, man, I gotta go to work. Like, this game is over. I'm going to work, and I drove to work, and now I'm checking the score. I'm like, no, it's came back. I missed it. I missed the whole thing.
Yeah, I remember that game too. Yeah, that was a good one. That was a good times here in Dallas. But yeah, Dirk is awesome. Legendary dude. Yeah, he's amazing. He changed the game for sure. Internationally too. Jokic is kind of like Dirk on steroids. You keep up with Jokic?
Yeah, Jokic is unbelievable. Yeah, Jokic is unbelievable.
He's good. What kind of player were you? Were you like a point guard? Were you like a wing, big man?
I started as a shooter, just lights out 3-point shooter.
Nice.
And I moved over to being more of a point guard as I got a bit older. Because, the way I play the game, the way I see the game is very cerebral. Like, I think about the game a lot, and I'm a good leader. So point guard became kind of my natural position.
Cool.
Just, making sure that I create opportunities for other people and work hard, play defense,
Did you play college?
So I played, in the UK though. So it's called Bucks here. So it's British University College sport. So I played at the highest level here in university, but I mean, that doesn't really mean very much to people in the States like you, where the college system is.
Did you try to like get into did you try to get drafted or go undrafted or anything, or like try to go through like a free agency route to try to make it to the NBA? Was that like a dream, or was your dream just like gone like after college?
Yeah, when I was a kid, obviously that's what I wanted to do, but I was just like many other people. At some point, you realize it's not going to happen. So that's when I was like, man, I might be much better at coaching, and I could probably take it a lot further. And around 17, 18, I really stopped playing seriously. Around there, I got a little bit older. I still played a couple of years, like semi-professionally.
Yeah.
But by the time I was 20 years old, I was coaching.
How did you come up in the coaching ranks? Did you like start somewhere to get to where you're at now? Like,
Yeah, I mean, out of university, when I came home from university, I knew I wanted to coach, and there's a local team here which is pretty good. And so I basically took it on myself to rebuild a junior program that I had played in a few years before. I was falling apart. So I got people into that at a young age. I was like 21, I think. And I kind of rebuilt the junior program that I used to play in. And at the same time, I coached the pro team in my local town. And I did well. Like, I did really well in a couple of years there. And then I went to the States to like some basketball camps.
mm-hmm.
And I happened to meet somebody who got me a job the next year in Iceland. And that's when it started. Like, I took a job in Iceland and moved in Iceland next year. And I came home for a brief stint. Then I went to Vietnam. The rest is history.
Okay, cool. Do you have any coaches that you modeled your coaching style after?
Well, not that you know about.
Okay.
I mean, the guy that influenced me the most was in Iceland. It was nobody really knows him outside of Iceland and some areas of Europe. But yeah, I wouldn't say like Chris Finch. You know who Chris Finch is?
Yeah, he's the Timberwolves coach, right?
Yeah. So Chris coached GB many years ago, and I spent some time with him when he was in Belgium many years ago, and he had a little bit of an influence on me. And then also I worked with Nick Nurse.
Oh yeah,
for a little bit, because Nick coached in the UK, and he coached like very close to where I live. And so I spent a bit of time around Nick, helped him a little bit at the Brighton Bears when he was there, and he influenced me in the sense of he was really impressive as a tactician. Very, very detailed, knew the game really, really well, was really good at putting out offensive and defensive schemes. But I wouldn't say I'd modeled any coaching after him. It's really the people that I worked with myself that I took things from.
Oh, okay, cool. So kind of piecing together whatever you learned from each stop that you went to.
Yeah,
okay.
Something like that, yeah.
Cool. What's the most challenging thing about being a basketball coach or coach in general?
The most challenging thing is there are two. One of them is not being paid enough.
Yeah, nobody ever gets paid enough. Even a basketball player, superstar, all-star is gonna say he doesn't get paid enough.
Yeah. The other one is probably the biggest challenge is that your voice isn't as important as you think it is.
Really? Huh.
Yeah. When you're coaching, you're obviously leading, especially basketball, like you're leading 12 to 15 other people, and everybody has an idea about how this thing needs to go. Everybody has their own motivations. Everybody has their own goals. Everybody has their own skill set. And sometimes I think as a coach, it's easy to think, yeah, but I know what to do and you guys just need to follow me. But really, for me, coaching is more about giving those people their voice and helping facilitate everybody working together in a better way. And in order for that to happen, everybody needs to contribute. And if you're going to contribute, you have to feel like your contribution is valued. So I think the biggest challenge that we have as coaches is to shut up and get other people involved in driving the bus in the direction that we want it to go.
Is it more like a psychological and like kind of manipulating, not in a bad way, but kind of like that, where you got to get like everybody to agree on that one vision?
Yeah, I don't think it's not that malicious. It's more about listening. It's just more about listening, man.
Okay.
You just got to listen to people. People want to talk. They want to have their opinion. And if you don't shut up, then they can't have it.
Do you ever get the super talented but lazy player?
Oh, yeah, of course. Every year.
How do you handle that? Like
difficulty.
Oh, yeah.
It's hard.
Yeah, I bet. Do you ever get the super talented but arrogant player?
Yeah. There are all of these shades of players.
Which is tougher, the lazy one or the arrogant one?
Which is more difficult is probably the arrogant one, because the lazy guy, if he's really good, he can just get it done.
Yeah.
But the arrogant guy is a dick as well.
Yeah.
And so it's just always annoying and very difficult to talk to them.
Do you have to be like a team friendly coach, or are you more like a hard ass where you just like, curse them out, grab them by the scruff of their shirt and just, I don't know. Like, yeah, it's tough to be in your position.
Yeah, I used to be like that. I used to be the hard-headed, tough guy. But I realized as I grew older that I was really just, I was a vulnerable little child in a man's body, just screaming for attention. And like I said, coaching for me is more about empowering people and listening to them. And even that lazy guy, there'll be a reason why he's lazy. And so if you can find out, then, you might be able to help him break out of it. So, and don't forget, like, I'm not in the environment, I'm not in the professional environment anymore. Like, I coach younger people. And so I realize when you're coaching professionals, you have to be different to if you're coaching kids. It takes a different approach. And if you're coaching the pros, you have to get those guys. That is a bit more manipulative. You've got to feed the ego of the arrogant guy to make him feel like what he says is right. And then you've got to bring the other guys along and make sure that they're not too angry at the arrogant guy. That's a little bit more management.
Yeah.
But when you're, when you were young kids, you're trying to help them become great people and great players at the same time.
That's cool. Is there a difference between like a North American player versus like an international player?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, night and day.
I mean, yeah, it depends on what country you're talking about. But North American guys, they know the game. They have a certain experience of it. American basketball culture is its own culture, and it is more individualistic than most other parts of the world. So, if you're on a professional team and you have an North American pro as like an import player,
yeah,
they're going to come with a certain experience and attitude, and it is different to international guys. But everybody's different, so you just have to take it as it comes.
And so right now, you say you're just coaching kids right now, right? So it's usually Vietnamese kids for your Vietnamese camps and stuff.
Well, right now in the UK, it's obviously UK kids. And then when I go to Vietnam in the summertime at the moment, it's just all Vietnamese kids.
Does your brain have to switch when it's the UK kids and then the Vietnamese kids? Like their playing styles totally different?
Yes and no. Like, yeah. When we coach the older guys in Vietnam, you have to get them to slow down. And what we're trying to do with those older Vietnamese guys is try to figure out how can they be effective in a more international sense, because the way that they play the game works often in Vietnam, where everybody's the same height and they're all kind of small, and it's just go, attack. And so we try to help them to be a little bit smarter, understand a little bit more of the nuance of the game. And sometimes there are new things that are happening in the game which you want to try to bring in. So it's a challenge because the camps don't last that long and we're not with them, for the whole season. But what we try to do is help them who develop things that might work at a higher level rather than just playing wherever they in their city or in a national tournament, wherever it is.
Do you ever get it where like when you coach the Vietnamese players, are they ever like, man, who's this white dude trying to tell me what to do? Like he's not even in our culture. He's not even like Vietnamese. How did he understand? Like, do you ever get that and you have to like slap him around a little bit and just be like, hey, let's
I never get that.
That's cool.
The only negative I would get is sometimes kids refuse to speak Vietnamese to me because they want to practice their English.
Oh, okay.
I'll be talking Vietnamese and and then they're just answering English, and I'll be like, well,
do you want them to? Do you want them to speak in Vietnamese though? You like force them to, or?
Well, it depends. I mean, it's up to them. It just throws me a little bit when people do that because it's like, well, okay, do you want me to speak to you in English? Like you probably do,
yeah.
So you can practice. So most of the time where we're at, I really enjoy speaking Vietnamese to the guys because a lot of time they can't speak English, or at least the level of English is poor. So we can actually have good conversations and talk about things which with the foreigners they wouldn't be able to do it. It's the kind of wealthier kids who spend more time in the city that have good English that they want to do it in English. So that's the only time I kind of get like a bit of weird response.
That's cool. That's kind of like it reminds me of like my mother-in-law. She speaks like English to me all the time, and I'm like, why are you speaking English to me? So I'll speak Vietnamese to her, but then like she'll start speaking English again. I'm like, do I speak? And so I'll ask my wife, like, what's up with your mom? Like, do I talk Vietnamese to her or English? What's going on here? And like, my wife is just like, just anything. I'm like, okay, but I feel disrespectful whenever I speak English to her. So then I'll turn on my Vietnamese, and then she'll speak English to me again. She'll continue the conversation, and I'm like, dude, whatever. But yeah.
And I had the same experience with my wife, and I said, nah.
Oh yeah.
She lived in the like a building that I was trying to rent a room in. She was helping the landlord to let out the rooms.
Yeah.
So she had her number on the advertisement. So I called her and I asked her in Vietnamese, do you speak English? She said, yeah. And then I switched to English and was like, oh, can I come and see the room? And so then I went to go see her and she's just talking English to me. And I was trying to talk to Vietnamese to her, but she just kept replying in English. I was like, why did you feel so weird? Let's pop it up in Vietnamese. And it went on for weeks. And then when we started hanging out more, I was like, why do you keep talking to me in English? And she was like, well, you know what? That first time when you talked to me on the phone, I thought it was somebody else. I caught another guy in Vietnamese and asked to talk to you. So I didn't realize it.
Yeah. I can understand how she could be confused though. She's like, what, like, this is like a white dude. Like, what's up with that? That's funny, man. So she wasn't the reason why you learned Vietnamese. Learning Vietnamese is because you lived in Vietnam and like you were part of the culture and you wanted to just learn and you just dug into it, started getting learning it.
Yeah, no, she's the reason why I've been able to maintain it and keep going because we're in England and we speak Vietnamese every day. But yeah, I'd already learned for a couple of years before I met.
Did you go to like school or you take like have like a tutor or something or a special class?
Yeah, I went to Đại học Sư phạm in Walmạk in Ho Chi Minh City. So I studied with it one-to-one with a teacher like twice a week for 2 years.
Was it frustrating or was it just kind of easy to you?
Yeah, it was frustrating. The most frustrating thing was when I would be studying in the beginning and then I was working in this sports academy and there was Vietnamese girls who were in our office. And so I'm trying to learn and they just kept laughing at me. And I was just like, guys, this is so annoying that you're laughing at me. Like, I feel so embarrassed.
Yeah.
But what they explained to me was, no, we're just so happy that you are trying.
Cool.
So I would be going like, trying to say a word like come and trying to like do this. And they'd be laughing their heads off. And I'd be like, guys, I'm trying so hard. Why are you laughing at me? You showed it to me. But they're like, no, it's cool. We're trying to help. We're just so happy that you're doing it. So it was frustrating in the beginning, obviously, because you just like you have no idea like the tonal differences and the structure of the language and also the way it was taught was completely different. But like I said, after you get it going a little bit, then I lead the lesson in the morning and I go, to the market, get breakfast, get some food, and then, go to work and then go get lunch and then go out again. And I'm talking to Vietnamese people all day long.
Yeah.
And every time they just be like asking you these questions. Oh, how old are you? What do you do for work? Where do you live? Where are you from? Do you have a wife yet? And every time asking these questions. And so I got a chance to practice every day on the street after I did my lesson. So, I was, not to say it came naturally, like I was working at it and trying all the time. But, I was in the situation where you can actually get good.
You were enthralled in it, so you just had to. So yeah. Cool. Was there a lot of times though where you're like, man, I feel so stupid for doing this or saying this or like even trying to say something? Or like, I mean, you're a coach though, so like it's kind of, I guess you can like fight that feeling better than most. But yeah, you ever feel that way?
Yeah, I mean, you have to be kind of okay with that feeling because it happens all the time. I think the biggest challenge with it is like being from a Western culture, we don't have these differences in the pronoun. So one of the big challenges I had for a long time was the politeness that you have to give to older people. When like some older person would speak to me and I can't just answer, I have to say yeah and then answer, and like I just couldn't do it, and then everybody thinks I'm being disrespectful. It's like, guys, come on, I don't know what to do.
Yeah. I'm the same way, man. Sometimes I'll have to like, cause I mean, I was born and raised in the States. I know my parents are Vietnamese. They speak to me in Vietnamese every day, every time I see them. But like, I always slip up cause I live in America, like, so like, I'm not enthralled into like a whole entire Vietnamese culture, but yeah, man, it's still super impressive. You read and write too, right?
Yeah.
Wow. Can you sing? Can you sing in Vietnamese too?
Singing is not my forte, but I mean, I'll try. I mean, I'll mix it up, but don't expect a melody from me.
Even for me though, like whenever I read Vietnamese, I can't compute it. Like I can speak it, but like whatever I read, it's like totally different from the language. And then when I sing a song, I can't compute a song either. So when I hear a Vietnamese song, I don't know the words that they're saying. It's really strange to me because it's like two different languages like that's in one. I don't know.
Yeah, because you probably have you're in a situation where you grew up with the language being spoken around you.
Yeah.
But formal learning of it isn't there.
Exactly.
You can't really understand the written stuff.
How long did it take you to get to this level? You said 5 years?
Yeah, I mean, I think 3 years where I would be at a good level and would be able to navigate through kind of anything. And then from there, it just gets better and better. Your understanding of, little phrases and words and pieces of culture. And, I think you always keep learning, even if you become fluent.
You got kids?
Yeah.
You got kids. Yeah, you got kids. Did they speak Vietnamese to you? Or you speak Vietnamese to them?
No. We speak English. They hear it from their mom. They get it from their mom. Yeah. They always answer in English.
Oh, that's cool. Is Vietnamese basketball, going back to basketball real quick, your first impression of Vietnamese basketball, like when you're like coaching Vietnamese players, where you're like, oh man, these guys are short dudes, or like they suck, they're terrible, like their feel for the game sucks. Like, what was your first impression of it?
My first impression?
Yeah.
Is that they just play super hard, but they're just not very good.
Okay. So all heart, pretty much?
Yeah. I mean, Vietnamese people largely would be playing basketball outside that's when they play.
Yeah.
All the time. And if you were practicing and playing in a team, you're actually playing outside all the time. And so, they are tougher in that sense. They play harder than guys over here, but they just don't really have the cultural depth of understanding like American players or players from Europe. Like that's not there yet.
Do you think there'll ever be a 100% Vietnamese player in the NBA?
I mean, maybe not in my lifetime or your lifetime, but
I'm always hoping.
Never say never.
I'm always hoping out that there will be like a number one drafted Vietnamese, 100% Vietnamese player, American Vietnamese.
We'll never know. You never know. Did they have to be born in Vietnam?
Nah, they could be American. They could be American Vietnamese.
Okay, well,
okay, cool. Me and my friend, we always say, who are we gonna see first in the NBA? An 8-foot dude, 100% Vietnamese player, or a openly gay all-star?
I probably said one.
Yeah, I'm thinking the openly gay all-star. I think we already have some. They're just not open about it.
Yeah, you're pretty right.
8-foot dude though, that'd be pretty awesome though. But yeah.
Bigfoot dude is coming at some point as well.
Probably, yeah.
I mean, how far up is Wemby? Wemby's not that far up.
I think he's like 7'4". So yeah. 8-foot dude with some skills, that'd be crazy.
A way to go.
Yeah. Who do Vietnamese kids inspire to play like the most? Do they have do they look up to the NBA? Do they look up to like EuroLeague players, or how do they even know about basketball? Like, is it I'm guessing it's not like really commercialized in Vietnam a lot, is it? Is it marketed a lot over there?
Yeah, I mean, it is, I mean, the NBA is the most prevalent. So, Kyrie, Steph, these are guys that, the most famous guard NBA players are the people that these guys will know about, and model themselves after because they're smaller most of the time.
Yeah.
And, the NBA is done the best job of marketing the game in places like Vietnam where it isn't, so big yet. So, yeah, you're talking about those kind of guys, Kyrie and Steph, who are obviously very, very famous, and the profile is very similar. So that's what they try to emulate.
Do they show games on TV over there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Can 5 of the Vietnam's best players beat an NBA team? I mean, 10 of the best NBA Vietnamese players.
10? You mean 10 on the court?
Yeah, 10 versus 5. Yeah, NBA.
I mean, maybe 10 versus 5. I'm not.
Okay.
I don't know.
All right.
It depends who the 5 are. I mean,
got a chance.
Jalen and Luka be tough, man.
Maybe Giannis, Jokic, Embiid, Jalen, Luka.
Yeah, and if the game's like 200 minutes long, maybe they might be able to outrun them.
My cousin wanted me. He made sure that he wanted me to ask you that question. So, I asked that for you. Going back to the coach stuff, what separates a good player from the great players?
Great players are more patient. They have a calmness to them, and they're just able to make it happen, whereas good players, they try too much.
Oh, okay.
Good players, they're always trying, to be great. But the great player, he knows that you don't need to try that hard. Like, you let the game come to you. So there is a moment for everything. I think that's the difference.
Huh, interesting. Is there a way they can just turn it on and off though? Like that trying too hard?
So at least, like Jalen Brunson was so inspiring to me when I was watching in the finals, because I would watch him play and he's hitting all these big shots, and then you talk to him afterwards in the interviews, and he's just, it's very, like, you've seen the clip of Kobe when they ask him, why are you not happy?
John's not finished.
Well, finished.
Yeah.
Right? And Jalen's kind of like, he had a question like that where he just said 0-0. It was just like, I think they were up 3-1, and they asked him, you're so close. Do you sense how close you are? And he was just like 0-0. And I was watching and I was like, man, I want to see him when he wins, because I want to see it, the persona breaks and he becomes this like joyful, happy, excited guy. And it didn't. He was just the same.
Yeah.
He was just like
speechless.
Champion. I bet.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. Like, great players, they already know.
Huh.
It's like you said earlier, it was written already. It's already happened. So why would I need to try?
Cool. Do you see discipline and attention, and to detail everywhere you go? Since you're a coach, do you see it like in everyday life?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
Does it ever
detail?
Does it bother you though? Like, if you go somewhere and you're like, man, I can't believe they're like doing it this way, or I can't believe this person is treating this other person the other way, or like.
I mean, in basketball circles, I want to be able to influence them positively. I don't want to see shitty coaches doing terrible things and not paying attention to detail and not helping players. Like, that does annoy me. But again, it's like, sometimes if somebody's not willing to listen, then, you're not going to get anything done. So I have a pretty good level of acceptance for things that I don't, necessarily like. And I just try to change what I can.
Cool. What's the best way to inspire to get the most out of your players?
I think you be the change that you want to see. So you model excellence, you model greatness, you try to be the kind of example that you want your players to follow in all areas. And then, just like a great player, you just have to let them, on their own path.
So just kind of lead by example, and hopefully they follow?
I think so. I think it's like that, yeah. And if somebody asks you, oh man, how did you do that? Then you can tell them. Then you can give your wisdom. But just trying to tell people how to do it and tell people how to, be amazing at what they're doing. Many times people that, like you said, like some people, they don't, who are you to tell me what to do?
Yeah.
Like, if you can be a good example, and like, with this Vietnamese thing, I'll go to Vietnam this summer and tell a lot of these kids, like, if you want to be really good at basketball and play at a high level, you should probably learn English because the coaches and the import players, the American guys, they ain't gonna speak Vietnamese to you. So if you want to be able to talk to your teammates, you better learn the language, learn how to communicate. I'll tell them that in Vietnamese as the example to show them that, if I want to talk to you, I got to learn the language too.
Yeah. Okay, cool. Does your coaching style ever like seep into your regular lifestyle, like your family life? Do you ever find yourself coaching your kids or accidentally coaching your wife about something or like does that ever happen?
My wife is always cheering me out.
Oh, okay. That's where you
why I'm a coach.
Yeah, that's where you get your coaching style.
Free at home.
That's funny, dude. You ever go you ever go through coaching burnout?
No.
Oh, nice. Good, good. You never go through like any type of career burnout or like you love what you do bazillion%. That's awesome, dude. That's good to hear. Cool. What's the ultimate goal for you right now? NBA head coach?
No, I don't need that. My ultimate goal is, that's a great question. So I want to be an inspiration to my own children and to as many people as I can. I think in basketball, but maybe further afield. And I want people to look at me if they want and see somebody who lives the way they want to live, who does what they want to do, who enjoys their life, enjoys their craft, enjoys their work, and be inspired by that. Like that's what I'm trying to do is be around as many situations and opportunities where I can be around young people and just say you can have a good, happy life and you can be successful, but you've got to go after it and you've got to know what you want and you've got to be open to going and doing crazy things that people might not think is the right decision. But if it's the right decision for you, then you got to go do it.
That's awesome, dude. How do you instill that confidence into somebody to just go out and do stuff and try stuff and not be afraid? Like, is there a way that you instill them to like break that, that's being scared and being afraid to try?
Yeah, I mean, there's many ways. It depends how long I have, but I might just ask, like, what are you actually afraid of? Because many times we're afraid of things that aren't real. And, until we actually say out loud, well, I'm afraid of not having any money. And you're like, well, okay. I mean, let's say you do this thing and you run out of money, are you going to die? No. Well, then maybe it's not as bad as you think it is. Maybe actually you will go there and do that thing and you might run out of money, but you might have an awesome experience doing it.
Yeah.
And then you've got this experience that you can bring back with you. And maybe you'll do something else, or maybe you'll do the thing and it will turn into the greatest thing in your life. So, the coin flip exercise is the good one where you say people's going like, I don't want to do this thing because I'm afraid that it's not going to work out. Well, you could flip that and say, well, what if it does work out?
That's right. Yeah. Yeah.
Because we often think that a situation is going to go badly, so we don't do it. But what if we switched it and go, well, what if I go there and it's amazing and everything lines up for me? Like, then what?
Yeah.
So, fuck, I mean, then you got to go do it.
I'm always one to like just try it. And if it doesn't work out, then you can never regret not trying. You tried it, you did it. Just like you took that chance going to Vietnam. You were like, hey, if it doesn't work out, I'll just go back home and like look where you're at now. So yeah, that's cool. Definitely.
And we have, I do this trick every year where we are bringing like English guys over and Western guys to experience basketball in Vietnam. So there's an experience of culture and basketball. And the guys that have come on the trip so far, 3 of them out of the people that we've brought in the last couple of years have then wanted to get a job and stay in Vietnam or go back to Vietnam. And they will ask me whilst we're in England or wherever they are in the world, they're like, how do I get a job in Vietnam? And I'm like, well, dude, what you have to do is you have to go there.
Yeah.
And you have to be there. That's when the opportunities open up. Like you can't just sit on your laptop in London and get a job in Ho Chi Minh or Hanoi. It doesn't, like Vietnam works where if you go there and you want to opportunity, the opportunity arrives. So it's like, that's the perfect example of just going and doing it.
Yeah.
And not, thinking over here, oh, I hope that something happens and it opens up from there.
That Michael Jordan quote, I think he said it during his Hall of Fame speech where he says the fear is just an illusion. You just gotta get over it.
False experiences appearing real.
Exactly. Yes. Yep. Cool. All right, now we got like a few more minutes. You ready for rapid fire?
Go for it.
All right, cool. Well, you're a special case though, so I'm gonna do it half in English, half in Vietnamese.
Ooh, okay, I'm ready.
All right, cool. Mình thích Michael Jordan hay mình thích LeBron James hơn?
Michael Jordan.
Phố nào mình thích ở nhiều nhất?
Thành phố Hồ Chí Minh.
Best basketball movie in your opinion?
Oh, Hugo Game.
That is a good one. Phở or cơm tấm?
Phở bò hay phở gà?
Phở bò hay là phở gà hả? Hai thứ mình thích cái nào hơn?
Phở bò.
Phở bò với
phở bò thôi.
Phở bò thôi.
Phở bò là ngon hơn phở gà với cả cơm tấm.
Okay. Phở bò hay là fish and chips?
Wow, phở bò. Mỗi ngày luôn.
No brainer, huh? Okay. Most underrated basketball skill?
Ooh, rebounding.
Okay. Would you rather have a 50-point game or 30 rebounds?
50-point game.
50-point game or 20 assists?
Ooh, I'll take 20 assists.
How do you say assist in Vietnamese?
Assist in Vietnamese. Chuyền bóng cho người ghi điểm hả? Sao?
Dude, that's a mouthful, man.
Rốt nghĩa là nó không có từ nào mà nó dịch ra ảnh.
How high mình kêu 10 xu?
10 xu.
Yeah, dropping dimes. 10 xu.
Dropping dimes. Okay.
Benny Hill or Mr. Bean?
Mr. Bean.
Mr. Bean, okay. Việt Nam hay là Anh?
Việt Nam.
Okay. Coaching kids or coaching pros? Which is tougher?
Oh, pros.
Coaching kids or coaching pros, which is funner?
Pros.
Okay. Shaq or Jokic?
Shaq.
Can Vietnam's top 5 beat Michigan?
No.
Say these words in Vietnamese. A rap. Like a rap, like a medical rap.
Like a medical rap. Like a what do you mean? Like
a bandage.
Thing that goes around your arm.
Like a bandage.
And đánh răng nè.
Okay, I just call it bang. Đúng rồi, bang tay.
Yeah, bang.
Okay.
Bang.
How about say bank in Vietnamese?
Ngân hàng.
Oh, what was that?
Ngân hàng.
Ngân hàng. I never heard that. I call it nhà bang. Have you heard?
Ngân hàng là mới tốt.
Oh yeah.
Là cái viết English.
Oh, English. Okay. I didn't realize that, dude. Wow. Okay. How about a college degree?
College degree.
Or a degree in general. Like a educational degree.
Là bằng đại học.
Yes. Okay. That's what I call it too. How about when you say like just about, like it's about, when you say it's about like comparing.
Cỡ.
Yeah. So I'll say cỡ bằng. Right? Like does that sound like kind of
Cỡ bằng.
Cỡ bằng.
Yeah.
Hai thằng nó cỡ bằng.
Oh wait, you comparing to something else?
Yeah. Compare.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cỡ.
How about a dinner table?
Bàn ăn.
Yeah, so that's kind of tough though. Like bang rap is bang. I say nhà bang, so bang nhà bang, and then bang học, cỡ bằng, and bang ăn.
Yeah, well, I suppose for you they're a bit more difficult because, like, for me they're written differently, so the tones and everything they're different words.
How often do you speak to other Vietnamese people and they're just like blown away? Like
every time.
Every time. It's awesome, man. It's incredible. Last question, dude. Was the Luka trade rigged to the Lakers? For the number 1 pick to get Cooper Flag.
You one question back.
Okay.
Should Chris Paul have been allowed to go to the Lakers?
No.
Really? You like the block?
I like the block, yeah, because Kobe was already too good.
You can't ask if Luka was rigged and then say that Chris Paul should have been blocked. Like, if you want to trade, the teams have to agree.
Yeah, but I wish I wanted the Luka trade to be blocked, so that's why that's why the Chris Paul trade was blocked. So I was like, all right, that's cool.
Okay, but if I think about that, I'm like, well, if you want rigging on one side, you can't have it on the other. Like, you can't just stop somebody from moving teams.
You're right.
Rig a trade over. You the whole thing.
You're right about that. Yeah. But the Patrick Ewing lottery was definitely rigged, right? With the frozen envelope.
Yeah, there's a lot of funky stuff. It's Patrick Ewing. I was watching some Patrick Ewing highlights the other day, man. Like, what an incredible play he was.
He was good, underrated. I feel like he's forgotten about.
Yeah.
How about David Robinson?
Legend.
How about Alonzo Mourning?
Well, you know, I watched a clip of Ewing dunking on Alonzo Mourning yesterday. And it was just like, wow.
That's Georgetown.
This was the time to be alive.
That was Georgetown on Georgetown crying.
Yeah. Did you ever see Scottie Pippen dunk on Patrick Ewing?
Oh, yeah. I saw that. Yeah. Dude, you see Shaq dunk on Chris Dudley and then pushed him? Dude, how old are you, man?
Mommy high.
Mommy high, huh? Oh, I should call you Am then. I need to call you Am. Em nói tiếng Việt giỏi quá trời ạ.
Em sao? Em bao nhiêu tuổi?
Anh 45 tuổi rồi.
Anh hả?
Anh 45 tuổi. 45 tuổi tháng 10. Tháng 10, 45 tuổi.
Sao?
No, già tí mồ rồi. Tóc bạc quá nè. Thấy không? Tóc bạc.
Đẹp. Đẹp trai.
No, man. No way. No, già tí mồ.
No. I don't believe it.
All right, man. Cool. You made it through the hour, man. Hope that wasn't too bad. Hope you had some fun. You have any parting words or words of wisdom or life advice?
Life advice: do what you love and don't ask for permission.
I like that. Cool. Nice, simple. Period. Awesome, dude. Where can people find you online and social media?
Instagram, probably the best place. rob.newson.coach. Just send me a message. I'll see you in Vietnam.
Awesome, dude. Cool. Yeah, I'll put that in the show notes. I really appreciate the time. It was fun talking basketball, talking Vietnamese with you. Cool, dude. I wish you nothing but the best. I hope you make it to the NBA one day. You still got time.
Amazing, man.
You still got time.
Yeah. Appreciate you, man.
All right, dude. Have fun, man. Thank you. Tell the family I said hello.
Will do, man. Take care, yeah?
I love you, man. Later.
You too, man. Love you too.
Peace.
Peace.
If you enjoyed today's podcast and would like to be a future guest, email me at walmạk.podcast@gmail.com. While you're at it, like, subscribe, comment, share, and follow on your preferred podcast player. A quick rating or comment really goes a long way, so I really appreciate it if you could do that. And don't forget to check out Coach Rob on the web at www.robnewson.com and his IG at rob.newson.coach. Check out the show notes for the links and make sure you visit and follow. Until next time, peace, love, and do man mai.